Dear Kelly Ayotte, seems how you don't pick up the phone. I put it in writing and share it publicly. Since I reported this just across the border in Vermont, seemingly he is still U.S. bail and bondsman in the state of New Hampshire, convicted Vermont State Police, but this creep still works for the state and the government in the state of New Hampshire. After admitting to sexually assaulting girls, and there was a Bethlehem police officer, Elle Redmond, that told me she was aware of this creep right here doing this to girls when this creep's daughter was a teenager. That right there tells you that Bethlehem Police Department, the officers, and others know, because it was in the news, they know that Jeff Noyes sexually assaulted girls, and his half-brother did as well, and killed little Selena Cass in Coos County back in 2011, and he was found incompetent, just like the rest of these fucking people, to cover the crimes and the corruption throughout Northeast Kingdom, Vermont, straight across West Stewartstown, down to Colebrook, into Lancaster, through Bethlehem, Carroll, and down through Stratford County, as well as Rockingham too. 2009, my daughter ran away from the abuse of the police in Island Pond, Vermont, who were sexually assaulting her. And they came all the way to Florida, picked her up, put her in a detention center for 3 weeks before coming to pick her up, and then put her in another detention center, all for telling the truth and running away from the sex trafficking in Island Pond, Northeast Kingdom, Vermont. I know you can't read it, but there is evidence, copy of statement that was given to the FBI and witnesses as well. My daughter went missing, and my husband, as well as the police, hid the information and started defaming me, slandering me, and making YouTubes defaming me, as well as my efforts in finding my missing daughter, who was being sex trafficked at the time. And that's why the lawsuits. Sorry about the coffee spill. I do a lot of paperwork, and I travel to do the paperwork and deliver it. Coffee spills every now and then. Oopsie. I also filed for high-risk protection orders that went missing, unattended to, and just rejected from the courts, which is a violation of rights, people, so keep that in mind. There's many, 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 many more lawsuits to come, amendments to be done, and I'm thinking the trillions now. Keep on calling me crazy motherfuckers. Let me tell you something. I come from a strong bloodline. I don't take medications. I don't drink alcohol. And I have a clear mind. I don't do drugs. Yeah, I smoke weed. But I'll tell you right now, that's a God-given plant and right. So with that being said, go fuck yourselves. All of you. Now, I'm going to show you the statements and all of these little citations. Hold on. After attending a frivolous arraignment on bogus charges in Lancaster, Coos County District Court in New Hampshire, I was surveilled by what I consider a creeper, okay? And it seems that he has this chip on his shoulder, and he's got an ego, and he loves to harass people. It's noted in the news that he's involved in high-speed chases. That means he has some kind of adrenaline rush, and he likes to pull over people with drugs. What happens to the drugs that he is confiscating? Is he taking them? Because he sure the fuck does act like it. And let me tell you something. Noting that he sat in the courtroom, he heard everything that I said to the judge, and vice versa. So he sat across from the church where I went to get food for an elderly lady so I could cook her a meal to make sure that she at least ate one good meal today or that day. And I seen him sitting there at the town motel. Big fucking deal. He means nothing to me. He was being defamed by the prosecutor sitting in the lobby of the courthouse, and then he acts like he's this big bull. So it's no wonder she was talking shit and slandering him. But anyway, He came up to me with an attitude, and you can tell by one's demeanor if they're gay or straight. So I'm going to say that he's probably gay and he doesn't like women, accompanied by Officer Jefferson, which, if Officer Jefferson is from the Vermont side, I'm pretty sure he's a relation to me. So that means he came from a good family, and so did I. Okay? I'm tired of being harassed by these police officers. I explained to him, and Keith Roberg, the sheriff, has in writing, noting that my vehicle has been vandalized time and time again. So, noting that they've been surveilling me, harassing me, terrorizing me because they want to suppress my information. They would love to take my vehicle, get all my paperwork again. But you see, I've already filed complaints in Washington, D.C., and they're going to go somewhere. And if you people are being harassed in Lancaster by the police, you should probably speak to fuck up, because I've already exploded and exploited because I snapped. So I told everybody's names, and now I'm going to tell you again all the police that are involved: Lancaster PD, Coos County Sheriff's Department, Carroll PD, Bethlehem PD, Littleton PD, Grafton County, and straight down to Seabrook, New Hampshire. They are all very well aware of my husband, William Eugene Asher. So it starts in Bethlehem in 1995 when they recused from the case, and New Hampshire State Police picked it up and said that they would find him and they would charge him. So going back to 1995, I'm going to sue Bethlehem and New Hampshire State Police for failing duty. And all of the years that I've been harassed and still being harassed by William Eugene Asher under his false identities, to include Byron Harlem, who has been reported many times to these police, and he's continuously messaging through my email. How did you get my email? Because you work through the fucking court systems, and because you do social media and you get the information from the courts and you use that to victimize myself and elders in Coos County by embezzling money, claiming that you're an attorney and that you're too busy to talk on the phone, making promises to mentally challenged ladies and elderly ladies at Mental Mountain in Stratford Hollow, going through a third party to clean out their fucking checking accounts, making them promises and not keeping them. That's called embezzlement. That is fraud. And those are charges that the police are hiding throughout Coos County and the state of New Hampshire, because they know that Brenda received benefits when she married my husband, William Eugene Asher, under whatever name. But I'm trying to find that out. I filed another public request with the courts on Monday to get that information. What name did he use when he married her? I'm married to him under his true identity, William Eugene Asher. So I've got claim to what's going on and what you've done to me. But what about Brenda? She received benefits for and on my husband and her daughter. And I would like to know why you people are hiding this information, other than the fact that, well, we know that Randy Flynn knows about the fire that was set in the Guildhall Courthouse in April of 2018. Closed case, fireproof vault. Look it up, people. It was in the newspaper. Okay? And he doesn't want to share that information. I have sent in requests for information to the town. I have hand delivered because they said they didn't receive it when I know I've got confirmation that they did. I sent a copy to the sheriff's department, and all this information is hidden from you people. So how many of you are losing money? How many of you have fraudulently lost property? How many of you have been victims of these drug dealers and what they consider junkies, people that are victimized by the drugs out here? Why don't you come forward and start asking the town, the board of selectmen, the county administrators, and the sheriff himself, as well as New Hampshire State Police, Governor Ayotte, and John Formella, the Attorney General, why they're hiding this information. P.S., Mr. Officer, this ticket probably won't go any further than the other charges that got dismissed. Because why? Because A, you know I have an appointment to get a sticker. B, it's been reported about the vandalism, so it's hindered me. C, you cops are involved in the harassment. D, I was on my way out of state with the vehicle when you pulled up behind my parked vehicle, and I had already exited it in front of the church on Main Street in Lancaster. So again, I hope you got body cam, dash cam, and a great sense of humor. The charge that led to me going to court October 20th from this property right here, not even owned by the elders anymore. Never met them, only spoke with her on the phone and relayed to her that a window had been broken, and seemingly I didn't know if the door was unlocked or not. But there was a report, a bogus report made, and 5 years later, I get arrested? Are you fucking kidding me? Hold on, let me show you. I hope to God you've got great evidence and proof, and I know you don't, because I already asked Carroll County Police Department, and they have no answer as to how do you know that it was me that broke a window? Why would I break a window when I had a toolbox full? And believe me, if I wanted to pick a lock, I learned all those tricks from being on the carnival all those years. And why would I break into a place when I know how to get into a place without having to break anything? Again, something I learned from the carnival. So, you people are fucking sick in the head, and I want, without a doubt, that's my belief, I want you all tested for mental health, physical health, and if you've got any signs of PTSD, you don't belong in the community on the police force. Get drug tested, mental health check, and we're going to request full background history on you and your family. Let's go back down south to Barrington. Again, I was being illegally surveilled, stalked by my husband, William Eugene Asher, who is working with the police. And by the way, under his fictitious email name of Byron Harlem, he's made me aware that there's 4 states watching me. Oh, really? Well, I turned that email into Sheriff Roberg, and I want an explanation as to why he is surveilling me, stalking me, harassing me, and why are there supposedly 4 states watching me? I already know, and you all know that the cops tried killing me. I brought it to the U.S. District Court's attention and in Washington, D.C., because Jeffrey Noyes pulled a gun on me and told me I better watch what I say in his town back February 27th of 2020. So, Mr. George Roy, where is the body cam? You've had my email address, and I know you have because you've received everything I've sent, and so has everybody else. Get copies. June 12th, I was traveling back from visiting with my mother when I got pulled up behind as I was turning around in what I thought was public access road, but apparently it led to a middle school. Anyways, I would, with the intent to turn around when I seen blue lights behind me. Well, previous to that, I was in a line of traffic going the speed limit, minding my own fucking business, heading home, when this fucking seemingly queer cop decided that he was watching for me, obviously, but why, William Eugene Asher? Can you explain? He had a spotlight on vehicles as he was backed in to a public entity. What was he watching for? Out of all that traffic, loud vehicles, cracked windows on vehicles, and you pick me out of the lineup? Okay. So then all of a sudden there's a warrant for me for stalking charge that just seemingly appears out of Rochester. Well, that's funny. I'm not the stalker. The police, including my husband, William Eugene Asher, those are the fucking stalkers. So why is it that I got arrested? And why is it that you said you had no water and you didn't have access to water when I was telling you there were 8 gallons of water in my car? Well, you know what? Internal Affairs doesn't find a problem with that, but Washington, D.C. may. And I know that the Civil Rights Unit already sees a major claim. So thank you, Barrington. Oh, yes, Carol PD. Thank you for finally sending the information to me. However, where did you get that picture of me in your identification from 2000. I haven't had short hair since 2000. But thank you for reminding me. It's a picture I've never seen. Again, thank you. And by the way, I want to mention that in Lancaster, New Hampshire, he asked me for my ID. I presented it. He took it out of my hand. I don't have to give the cops my license. I didn't give it to him. He took it out of my hand. So that means he saw the state of licensing. So why is it that there's a different state of licensing listed on my ticket from Lancaster PD? It states I have a New Hampshire license. If I have a New Hampshire license, William Eugene Asher, how many times have you used my ID? Back to the Guildhall Courthouse fire and the hidden records and reports about William Eugene Asher and Randy Flynn hiding the information, as well as the former town administrator and the new town administrator, the police and the sheriff's department, as well as the courts. Mind you, I travel, the paperwork gets wet, but this is the statement that she received a copy of, and she claims she never received anything. That would be the town administrator. Oh yes, here we are back in Barrington. Oh, what do we have here? Lancaster on that bogus charge. My request motion for dismissal. I request information. I want to know, what name did my husband use when he married Brenda, residing in Lancaster, New Hampshire, 2025, and it happened in 1997. So what happened to all those requests for charges and investigation to find William Eugene Asher and charge him for the same thing he did to her that he did to me? I'm taking it back to Greenland. Now you want to tell me this isn't conspired bullshit? They're all friends with William Eugene Asher. This is just a list of some of the events that have happened against us. Exeter PD hiding information trying to get rid of my daughter. March 31st, the night of, is when this happened. Explain yourselves. Back to Barrington. So out of retaliation, they charged me to cover up the corruption. All that circled is misinformation. Back to Exeter. When are you going to stop lying and denying that you received this? Leading to more of this. If you know of any of those people that I mentioned, police officers, town administrators, anything that they've done wrong and it's been hidden, go ahead and contact me. Bring it forward. Because before anybody votes, you need to think about who's voting and who they're voting for. Have a great day.